Hey, welcome everyone. It is a new week. Just making sure that I'm live here. Come on. What is happening? Looks like I'm live on YouTube. Am I live on Rumble? Am I live on Rumble? Come on. What the heck is going on? All right, just give me a second here, folks. I'm trying to make sure that this is working, but apparently we're not. What's up? What is up? I think I need a longer intro. Huh. Okay. Okay. All right, let's get going nonetheless. I don't know why. I need an engineer. Anybody want to be my engineer? Let's see. Okay. All right, let's get going. I got a, what do we have here? We've got a son of a bitch. Okay. Hang on, let me just put one thing in the chat and I'll get started here. Okay, well, I'll just start anyway. Okay, folks. Man, another week, another F up. Here's technology. Son of a gun. Man, okay. Anyway, thanks for being so patient. I appreciate everyone being so patient. Okay. All right, I guess we'll just go. It says I'm connected. All right, well, if you're okay. All right, anyway, let's get it going, shall we? Let me get one of these. Let's get a fresh start, and I'll hit you with the monologue. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coffee Nuance. I'm Tom Coffee. I'm not afraid to tackle the hard-hitting issues where even the media wants to play it safe. Now, let's talk about the recent riots in France. You know, the ones that led American media to just cover it with kid gloves. Now, here's the deal, okay? Young rioters clashed with police in France for the 5th night in a row. But wait, you won't hear the media calling them what they are. No, you'll hear that they're just young and they're marginalized. And it's like the media is playing a game of hide and seek, but instead of seeking the truth, they're hiding the facts. I mean, can you imagine if this happened in the United States where the rioters look like me? Oh, you can bet your sweet brie cheese. They'd be quick to point out the race, ethnicity, even astrological sign of every single rioter involved. When it happens in France, suddenly it's a case of don't ask, don't tell. It's like they're afraid of hurting someone's feelings by acknowledging reality. Well, newsflash, folks, reality doesn't care how you feel. But let's get back to these young and marginalized rioters. You know, the media's favorite euphemisms. It's almost as if they're trying to make it sound like they're a group of misunderstood artists. Okay, lost my place. It's not starting off well this week, is it? Oh, man. Oh, man. Anyway. Anyway, these rioters even went after the mayor's house, targeting it with a burning car. Now, I know politics can get heated, but this is taking it to a whole new level. Imagine waking up to the sound of a car crashing into your house thinking, well, I guess my morning commute just got a little shorter. But seriously, these rioters are a reflection of a deeper issue. And that's not just a French problem, it's a global problem. And the media's reluctance to acknowledge the identities of these rioters does a disservice to understanding the root causes. We can't address these issues if we refuse to see them for what they are. So let's stop tiptoeing around the truth. Let's have an honest conversation about the frustrations, the anger, and the complexities that led to these riots. Because when we sweep it under the rug and pretend it's just a bunch of young people blowing off steam, we're doing a disservice to understanding life in 2023. My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffee Nuance Show. I guess the only censored commentary news show live right now. Flame on. Okay. Yes, I know. Disappointed that Rumble does not appear to be working. I keep refreshing it. I'm looking at my stream. My stream says that it is going to Rumble, but it is not coming out on Rumble. I don't know what the issue is. It really threw me for a loop. But anyway, I'll talk about that more later. God, this is frustrating. So anyway, talking about France. France has experienced its fifth night of riots sparked by a police killing of a teenager. Protesters clashed with police, set vehicles on fire, and targeted the home of the mayor. The unrest reflects deep-seated discontent over discrimination and lack of opportunities. President Macron faces a leadership challenge, and the protests have caused injuries and affected diplomatic relations. The demonstration shed light on issues with regards to marginalized areas. So that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about immigrants and refugees and the sons of immigrants and refugees in France. Now, this gets really complicated. One thing that they don't have in France is they don't identify people by their origin on the earth. So here in the U.S., we have African Americans, we've got Native Americans, we've got Hawaiian Americans, we identify people, we group them, Hispanic, non-Hispanic, Asian, etc. So we identify people by their origin on the globe. They don't do that in France. When you're in France, once you become French, you're French. That's it. That's the only identification that they make. And because of that, and I think that in one way, this is a very good thing. This is a very positive thing because we're all just people, right? But in another way, this makes a big issue, right? And the big issue is you can't talk about issues that may involve one group. What's happening in France right now, best that I can see, is that it is all young men that are from North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa that are either immigrants, refugees, or the sons of immigrants and refugees. And that is what's really hit off in France. And there's a reluctance to acknowledge this in the media. A total reluctance to acknowledge that that's what's happening. Now, you can go and look and see and watch videos. Go on social media, go on Twitter, go on Telegram, and see what's happening over there. But they're not going to say it on the news. And acknowledging reality is not in any way, in my opinion, being racist. And I'm not even talking about the color of the people doing this, but you need to understand that the riots that are happening in France, they're not these particular riots are not from people that were traditionally from France, right? France has had other riots that has had that have had lots of people involved with this, but these particular riots that are hitting off right now in France, it's all in the refugee and immigrant communities. That's where it's coming from. And, you know, I read an article on CBS News describing it, and there was no mention of this at all in the entire article. They just kept referring it to young and marginalized without saying what the issue is. And I guess we can acknowledge that, right? We can acknowledge that. Boy, I'm disappointed that Rumble's not working because, frankly, I get 10 times the amount of people watching on Rumble than I do on YouTube. So that's a real drag. Now mouse doesn't work. Great. Everything's gone to shit today. Sorry about that, folks. Anyway, we got an interesting show. I'll try to turn around, be a little more chipper. But let's get into this next article. I can't even find it. That's hilarious. Okay. So where the heck is... Okay, so here's the article. Is French President Emmanuel Macron has blamed social media platforms like TikTok and Snapchat for contributing to widespread riots in France following the police shooting of a 17-year-old. Macron called the removal of sensitive content and the identification of users promoting violence. The French government is in discussions with social media companies to address the issue, but has threatened to take action if they don't comply with the law. Social media platforms generally remove violent content and comply with government requests, but responses can vary. Experts highlight the need for careful consideration to avoid broad censorship and protect free expression. So I've seen a lot of this just over the weekend, that Macron is actually calling for essentially a media blackout on any of the riots that are happening in France right now. Just really shutting it down. Doesn't want anyone to see what's going on. That's not a good look. And this whole issue is really complex. You know, what do you do if you can stop a video from being shared that is somehow triggering people to go out and riot? Well, that would be a good thing, but you don't want to curtail. You don't want to be totally authoritarian and not show what's happening in the country. So this is a conundrum that they have in France. But obviously what's happening now is not working. It's not working at all. Yeah. Anyway, show. I guess nothing's working over there. Why don't we move to some news closer to home? So Guatemala, you know that place, right? Their election's turning into a real-life telenovela. Courts like, we interrupt this program for a dramatic recount. They should just hire a dramatic narrator to make it official. In a world where votes are disputed, only one man can emerge as the true president. So here's the story. Guatemala's highest court has suspended the release of official election results following challenges from 10 parties. The court has granted temporary injunction and plans to review the contested tallies within 5 days. The leading candidates were set for a runoff election, but the process is now on hold. The court wants to compare the results entered into the system with those from the polling stations and may order a recount if needed. So that's interesting. They actually have exit polls and things like that to find out if elections are totally legit or not at all. Now, I know here in the U.S., we kind of did away with that exit polling because, I don't know, we might find out that things aren't, I don't know. I guess I can't speculate, right? We're not allowed to do that. Hang on one. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we're not allowed to even speculate on why we got rid of exit polling. I mean, it was really weird. We believed in exit polling for decades and decades, and it's backed by science, statistics, all these things, but we can't trust the exit polling if it happens in the U.S. But if there's exit polling in Guatemala, it works. That's the amazing thing. The U.S. government respects and honors exit polling when it comes to any country outside of its borders. I just find that kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. Makes you wonder. And I'm not even going to speculate at all on that. Yes. Thank you, Duggo. Duggo has put a link to the YouTube show on Rumble. I appreciate you doing that. I should have done that, so thank you for doing that. I don't know. Everything's gone to shit today. So anyway, let's get some other news. I guess we haven't talked about Hunter Biden enough. Hey, did you hear about Joe Biden's grandkid count controversy? It's like he's got a presidential hide and seek going on. Now you see Navy Joan, now you don't. But maybe they're just protecting the kid from Joe sniffing the child. I mean, that would traumatize anyone. So here's the story. President Joe Biden's aides were instructed to disregard his estranged granddaughter, Navy Joan, who could be one of the cutest kids ever there, right? When counting grandchildren. The instruction was given during strategy meetings, and the New York Times confirmed it. The report also stated that Hunter Biden's former lover, Loudon Roberts, settled a child support agreement with their daughter, Navy Joan, and will not carry the Biden surname. Roberts will receive some of Hunter's valuable paintings as part of the settlement. The revelation has caused outrage among conservatives who accuse Biden of neglecting his granddaughter for political purposes. It suggested that this treatment could harm Biden's political reputation and potentially cost him votes in the 2024 election. Well, let's hope so. I mean, what a bag of garbage, right? I think you should always acknowledge your grandkid, even if they came about because your son is high on crack and is hanging out with strippers. It's still your grandkid. And I think it's really cruel to the kid. Now, what I found interesting is in the child support thing, they were tricked into saying that this art was so valuable that the mom is going to get some of this art that Hunter did. But the hilarious thing is the art's not valuable, right? The art is a way to take bribes, okay? So unless you're Hunter Biden or in the Biden family, the art isn't worth anything, right? So no one's going to be giving $500,000 to his estranged lover for this artwork because that's not going to get Biden anything, right? This artwork's not real, right? I mean, I guess technically it's real. I mean, he made it, but there's no real value to this. It's not worth $500,000. It's money laundering. It's bribery. That's what's going on here. So apparently she got tricked a little bit with this. I think it's awful to not acknowledge your grandkid. I don't know. I can't understand it. But then again, I can't understand. I really can't understand just about any decision Joe Biden makes. It's interesting. I keep getting asked, why don't you ever do a positive story about Joe Biden? And damn it, I will. As soon as I see one, I will do that. But until then, we got one more interesting story. Yeah, you know this. I tell you, folks, Hunter Biden, he seems to have the need for speed. And I'm not talking about the drug. Smoking crack while driving, that's a new level of multitasking. And driving 172 miles per hour, that's not just breaking the speed limit, that's shattering it into 1,000 pieces. I guess when you're the son of a powerful politician, you think traffic rules don't apply to you. And why not? No laws really apply. Tax evasion, illegal guns, money laundering. Man, I've lost track of it all. Anyway, so here's the story. Photos from Hunter Biden's laptop allegedly show him smoking crack while driving in 2018 and driving at a high speed of 172 miles per hour in a Porsche. The laptop also contains messages about a Vegas trip, hot tub party with multiple women. Biden admitted to binging during this time. The laptop also includes images of Biden disregarding traffic laws while taking selfies. I didn't put up the one of him actually taking a selfie of himself smoking crack behind the steering wheel. Yeah, but you can find it. He recounted a past incident in his memoir where he nodded off while driving under the influence. But, right, who cares? No story here. and probably shouldn't be hit with any fines or anything, because he's a Biden, so the law doesn't apply to him. Right? That's what we've learned. Again, I'm rooting for the guy to turn his life around, but we'll see. Anyway, lastly, let's get to some good news, because we need it today. Hey, folks, you hear about the latest discovery thanks to LiDAR technology. They found an ancient Mayan city buried under the forest canopy. Those Mayans really like to play around. They're like, hey, let's build an entire city and then cover it up with trees, just to mess with future archaeologists. So LiDAR technology has led to the discovery of an ancient Mayan city called Ocumtun in Mexico. The city, located in a forested region, feature a stone pyramid, plazas, a ball game court, and stone columns. The structure dates back to the late Classic period between 250 and 1000 Common Era. LiDAR surveys revealed the site, covering an area larger than Luxembourg, which means nothing because nobody really knows the size of Luxembourg. LiDAR is a laser-based surveillance device that can map terrain under forest canopies. It's revolutionized archaeology in South and Central America, uncovering hidden civilizations and reshaping our understanding of human history. So this is really cool. We've seen a number of these ancient civilizations found that were in the jungle, and they've just been, buried over in jungle mass, if you will. And so this is really cool. Really cool technology, and we're learning more and more about ancient civilizations from it. So I think that's kind of good news. And also, it gives you a new place to go adventuring if you want to go deep into the jungle. This would be a fun place to go. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I think I'm going to just start smashing things at my house. Try to solve some problems. But anyway, we'll try to fix it for the 4th of July stream. But anyway, hope you all have a beautiful day. Stick around for the after show where I'll just be cursing about Rumble not working. And I will see you mañana. Peace. Okay, apparently I got my mouse back finally. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. Just doing a refresh, seeing if anything's working yet. Nope, apparently not. Oh well. I guess I'll just end it now. Just end it over on Okay, anyway, thanks for joining me, everyone. Let's check out the comments. Obviously, Rumble had a lot of comments going on. Flame on, hello, hey True Meeps. If you're able to see this. And Doggo came in, disappointed. Holding my nose and watching on YouTube, and you left a link to the show. I appreciate you for doing that, Doggo. I really do. True Meeps, here from Rumble. So thanks for coming over, True Meeps. I appreciate you. Let's see. See in here, you can see the after show. Obviously, something is corrupted in one of my files, that the W doesn't work. That's cool. Great. It's all good, Tom. Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate you. YouTube seems to be occasionally buffering. You know what? I just remembered right now, I made a one small change in the stream. Don't want to get into the weeds, but it was in the, I'll tell you real quick. Maybe not. It was in the keyframe interval. So I think I changed the keyframe interval, and that may have made it all go to hell. Don't even know what a keyframe interval is, but yeah. Anyway, the France problem solution seems rather simple while also unthinkable. Yeah. All grandchildren everywhere are totally legitimate. I agree. You know, and all kids are great. You don't. I mean, there's. Look, this kid's gonna do fine, right? This kid's mom is getting, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in child support. So she'll do much better. It has a lot more resources than most kids, but it's just sad to see. Duggo says it's awful to ignore your grandkids, but Biden's an awful person. Yeah, he really is. I wonder if he'll raise an eyebrow when she tries to sell the art and suddenly no one's interested. Yeah, probably not gonna. I doubt you could get $5,000 for that art. Trees and weeds and such encroach without help, like Biden upon little girls. Yikes. So what does LiDAR stand for? Some kind of, I don't know. That is an interesting question. And nothing's working today. I'd tell you, but nothing's working today. IT crowd, don't forget to turn it off and then back on again. Right. The only issue is I can't do that while I'm live. So that's the issue. Glitches aside, great content as usual. Well, I appreciate you, Duggo, for that. Yeah, there's a lot I got to figure out. You know, every day you would think I would have this stuff figured out, but nope. Not at all. So I'll keep working. Frankly, I'm a little heartbroken because when these things happen, I think it's interesting because I am not very good at doing more than one thing at a time. I can't multitask at all. And that was one of the things why I tried to make my show where I would have to do a lot of things, because I want to really work on getting better at multitasking, because I just can't do it. I have this like single focus, and when I'm thrown off, I'm just thrown off. And I feel like it was an important topic to talk about today, and I don't think that I did as good a job as I wanted to, just because of all the chaos. I think what's happening over in France is a really serious thing, and it is really hard to talk about, right? But when you can go online and you can go on like Telegram and see these kind of uncensored feeds, and you see who's causing the chaos, you're like, wow, there's something deeper going on here. There's something deeper that we need to really address. And if we can't talk about it, we can't fix it. You know, you can't fix things that you can't talk about. Especially like on YouTube, right? You just can't even do it. So let's see. Duggo says, Laser Imaging Detection and Ranging is what LiDAR stands for. So that's good. Very cool. Natasha says, I used to fix medical equipment in the Army. On again, off again. Was early check. Also make sure it's plugged in. So there you go. There you go. That's what LiDAR is. I appreciate all your comments. I'm going to try to do a live stream tomorrow for 4th of July. I do really want, on the 4th of July, it's been my thing to go on a bike ride every 4th of July. That's my own little tradition. And so I may go for the bike ride in the morning, because right now in Oregon, it's really hot, and it's supposed to be near 100 degrees tomorrow. So I probably don't want to wait till after the show to go on the bike ride. So I'll probably go out early in the morning, get that out of the way, keep up the tradition, put on my American flag tank top and Budweiser hat and the whole red, white, and blue, and just go bike around. So I think I'll do that, but I'm going to try to do that in the morning. But I guess I'm going to break down and check every setting I have and see if I can fix this. Because that was a shame that it didn't work today. So anyway, hope you all have a beautiful day. Let's make it better tomorrow. Have a good one. Peace.